All right, good morning. Welcome to the Jim of All Trades channel. Glad you're here. My name's Jim. I'm a crypto trader and a Forex trader here to help you understand the market from an Elliott wave perspective. Glad you made it. Glad you made it today. It's a fine Monday morning and Thanksgiving week, so we're getting kind of prepared for Thanksgiving. So hope you guys are enjoying your family. Um, my dad's been visiting this weekend, so I've not been doing the live streams as normal, and so sorry about that. But we're gonna get you a video today and see what we can see from the market. All right, let's jump in. Don't forget, this isn't financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor at all. I here to show you what I look at, how I look at the market, and show you how I trade it. And I'm going to tell you how I spend my money, but I'm never going to tell you how to spend yours. All right, let's jump in. We're looking at Bitcoin. We'll look at Litecoin and Ethereum today as well. Just kind of look at the big three for me, and just see if there's any correlation and any kind of help in the market that we can find. All right, let's zoom out and just take a peek at Bitcoin here, and let me jump out on the 8-hour chart and show you what I'm seeing there. Personally, I really like the idea of we've got a descending, bearish kind of a bullish flag here, if you want to call it that. I know everybody's feeling pretty bearish right now, and certainly it is, the market is bearish for sure. But we're primed for a pullback here. We are definitely primed for um, a bounce here soon. If it doesn't come today or tomorrow, it'll be this week most likely. The way I'm looking at this wave now, I really just like simplifying my counts a little bit. I just, if I exclude this wick right here, and it kind of gives me some more touches right here on the top here on that trend line there. I really like the idea of this as a diagonal kind of shape here. We got a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, and they're all three waves, every one of them, and they all respect the trend line to some degree. Plus or minus the wicks that go through them, obviously, as the normal market does. But yeah, I mean, there's a 5 wave move to the downside. To me, regardless of what the count is, whether we're going to have some more downside to 5,000, which people are calling for, I feel like my take on it is that we're going to get a bounce here, a 3 wave bounce that's going to be in proportion to this wave. That's the idea I'm digging into right now. Just kind of looking at it from an outside perspective there. Something like that is what we would expect. We could probably throw the retracement tool on that guy, and let's see, what would we expect if we've hit the bottom. I don't think we have. I think we might have one more push to the low. Maybe not. We'll have to wait and see. I'll show you what I'm looking at there in just a minute. A 50% pullback would bring us to $10,100. To hit the golden zone of 61%, a 65% retrace, we're looking at close to 11,000. 10,988 to 12, 11 to 25. So that would be a pullback there. That would be a 3 wave pullback over that would take us in through March, guys, to get that, to make that happen, most likely, for that move to fully, take place. So yeah, that's what we're looking at there as a potential pullback. That's a potential play. Are there other plays? Yeah, there are absolutely some other looks on the market. Regardless of what you see right now, I think the market's going to respect this trend line here. This wave is way oversold in the 4 hour. On most time frames, it's oversold. Shoot, we are sitting at, dang, we're sitting at -5 on my scale here. That's crazy. Crazy oversold on the 8-hour chart. Okay. Um, the funny thing is we don't have any divergence. Actually, we do have divergence right here on that last push. In the very last push, we got some divergence there. So that's good. Let me zoom out. Let me get rid of that. Zoom in, I should say, and just see if we can find that divergence there so you can see what it is. So we've got, this is the 8-hour chart. When you see divergence in the higher time frames, it's always a better and more reliable source. There we go. So we've got the RSI moving to the upside while the price action is going to the downside. That means there it is. Let's see. Yeah, We're at 6, guys, 6 on the RSI. That is just so oversold. It's unreal. So yeah, I think it's time for a bounce. I think we're going to get a good bounce. I think long is the play from here. We just have to watch out for one more hit to the low, potentially. So we'll wait and see, and I'll show you what I'm looking at there. Let me go to the 4-hour time frame. Let's just jump in there real quick. You got the same divergence there on the 4-hour time frame, and then here's the interesting thing, though. Let me jump into the 15-minute time frame. No, that's too close. Sorry about that. Maybe it's the 1 hour. It was the 1 hour. On the 1 hour chart, I find it interesting. We have hidden bearish divergence. What is that? Well, hidden bearish divergence is when you have price failing to make a higher high. In other words, the price is making a lower high. So we're looking at the tops of the waves, okay, and the RSI is making a higher high. So the RSI is maxing out. The strength of the move is maxing out, while the price is not able to exceed the last high. We're not able to make a higher high. So, in other words, that's kind of a bearish trend. When you can't make a higher high, then you're not able to get up into kind of a bull kind of move. You're still dealing with a bear market. So I'm looking at potentially one more hit to the low, guys. One more hit to the low. Probably going to double bottom and then shoot up. That would be a guess. It could just simply be we get a good deep 3-wave pullback on a 2-wave or something like that. This could be a 1-wave reversal with a 2-wave. My inclination, however, is that this is probably a running flat, and that we're going to get one more move to the downside. Let me show you what a running flat looks like. A running flat looks like this. Boom, boom, where the C wave is unable to overtake the A wave, and then there's a move to the downside. That's kind of what I'm looking at. And now, if we get a move to the upside that erases that, then albeit, there you go. As long as we get that higher high on the price action, along with the higher high on the RSI, we'll be good to go. If not, we're going to be heading down for one more lower low, one more test at the bottom, most likely, and then a reversal. We'll have a nice W bottom here, and that'll be a good sign of a reversal there. So that's what I'm kind of watching for, guys. But I'm thinking right here, this wave is indeed a running flat. You've got an A wave here, that's 3 waves. You got a B wave, that's 3, and then you got a 5-wave C. That C was unable to overtake the top of the A wave there, and we're going to probably be reversing sometime soon. That's one option. Let me show you one more option, just so you can understand the different possibilities of price action and the way they could run based on Elliott wave principles. We could have, let's see, we could have a sign of a reversal. Whether 5 waves is finished here, I'm not so certain. It could be. It's just kind of straight up action with little jogs in there, so it's hard to tell where the wave delineations are. But if I were to guess, looks like we got an impulse wave here, obviously. 5 waves looks to be complete to me. Or we might have one more push up. I'm not sure about that. Regardless, what could happen is that if that's 5 waves complete, we get a 3-wave pullback like so, and then we're off to the races, back to the upside. And so there's a potential trade to watch out for. So we have a couple of price action scenarios I'm sharing with you. We could go straight down, retest the bottom here, maybe overtake the bottom just barely as a stop hunt, and then we head on back because there are probably a lot of people getting long here, about $6,500 last night. Didn't quite reach the $6,500 mark. It was $6,539, $6,525, something like that was our low. So we might be heading on down one more time to tag that $6,500 mark, or just hit it below it, hit the stops, and then head on to the upside. That's what I'm seeing. But so for me, it just seems like we need to bounce. We need to bounce. We need to bounce. We need a relief rally. The market needs that, and the market's ready for that. I'm ready for that. You're ready for that. I know you are. So I think that's what's coming. I think all these hits to the boom, 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 just we got killed over the weekend. I think the market's going to come in and take it up to the upside. So let's be watching for a swift move to the upside, but probably going to hit the low again and get everybody bearish again. Everybody's going to be like, oh, we're going down to 5,500. We got to get everybody screaming bear before the market will go up. Why is that? Because the market makers can only buy when there are willing sellers. If there's nobody selling, they can't buy. And now you say, Why do they have to do that? Because they're buying on such quantities. They need the masses. They need the masses to believe the opposite. And so we always have to think contrarian to what the market is doing and understand what the market makers are doing in their plays as well. All right, that's the way I see it in the overall scheme of things. We're going to get a bounce now. Whether the nature of that bounce, I'm not sure. I've got some ideas, obviously, but we're going to have to let the market play out. I'm not going to speculate too much as to what this count is. It's extremely hard for every Elliottician that I've listened to and watched, and hard for me as well. But I'm calling this a three-wave move to the downside. Could be 5 waves, but everything looks 3 waves to me. It's just a really, really extended wave, and there's a funky count in there somewhere. I don't have it personally, but I'm just kind of taking a broad look at the market today, just to step back and say, okay, what do we do here? We're due for a bounce. Okay, so I think we're in for a nice big long coming up here soon. Whether that gets us up to 10,000, we'll have to wait and see what the market does. All right, so that's Bitcoin. Ethereum and Litecoin, I think, are going to follow suit as well. Let's take a peek at Litecoin. Same deal. We've got, if we look at the RSI, we've got it making a higher high in the RSI while it's a lower low on the price action. That is hidden bearish divergence. Tells me we've got some more low. We might have another hit to the low coming. Okay, let's see on the 1 hour. Same thing. Looks like a running flat. We might get one more low to the downside, just like Bitcoin. Let's see, what else can we see? Let's zoom out. Clear my chart here. Let's remove all the drawing tools. There we go. Without worrying about the counts today, and I'm definitely not worried about the counts right now. I'm just simply looking at price structure and just RSI and structure zones. Let's see, we are at 14, 12 in the RSI, guys. Definitely due for a relief bounce. We did get one here. If you draw a trend line here on the 8 hour, if we break that high, there's going to be some more up. If we bounce off of that and come on down, we might end up getting the divergence we're looking for. So in other words, what happens if we get a bounce off of this RSI line right here to the downside, okay, then what that would correlate with a down push in price right down here. It would make one more low while the RSI would not make that low, and we'd have some divergence. We do have divergence right here on these peaks right here. So we could have a reversal here as well. So understand that as a possibility as well. So it could be a reversal here or one more hit to the low. Hard to tell. Regardless, looks like we're going to go up for a little while. I think that's where we need to head. I just don't see us without bouncing first. Some level, some relief bounce. I don't see us going down to that $5,500 mark or $5,000 mark right yet. Okay, right yet. We need to come up and bounce. I would say at least $75,000 to $8,000 a minimum, right? That would take us to the middle of this the middle of this downtrend there. So that's the way I'm looking at it, guys. Ethereum, same deal. Ethereum's doing pretty well right now, but it's got the same kind of bearish divergence that all the other ones have. I'm about to sneeze. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Let's see here. I'm glad I could turn my mic off for that. Let's see. We've got this downward slope here on the price action, while we have uptrend on the RSI. Might have one more hit to the upside here in the 15-minute chart, but then looking like it's going to head down again. It needs, it's probably going to come on down. Whether it's come down to 3 waves and then up, or it's going to come down and hit the low again, hard to tell. But we're going to get a down move here soon. That might be a setup for our watching out for a trade. So if price ends up coming down, this is the way I'm thinking about it now. Let me go to, it'll work the same in all. If price comes down in 3 waves, it measures correctively, and it does not break that low, and it wants to start to reverse off there, there's a good trade entry right there for the upside, and we head on up. That's the way I think about trading. We wait for the pullback. 3 waves and corrective in nature. Okay, once we get that pullback, we enter that trade. All right. All right, guys. Well, there's the market update for today. I hope that was helpful to you. My bias right now is we're going to get a move to the upside. Now, how it looks and how it happens, I cannot say with any certainty, but I've given you some ideas to be looking out and watching out for. Anything worthwhile sharing this afternoon, I'll do my best to bring it to you. But other than that, I'll see you in the morning. We'll talk to you later. Have a great day. Bye bye.